Hello everyone. So today we are going to implement the grenade blueprint, and when player press G, how to spawn a grenade and attach it to the hand of the character, as you can see here. And when we release G, how to throw it and how to explode it after a while, and how to make it affect the other actors and characters nearby. So those are the things we are going to work on today. And this episode is sponsored by these generous patrons. Thank you very much for your support. So far we have worked on a way to throw the grenade projectile path, predicted path, and play the animation, but still we don't have the actual grenade. And that's what I'm going to work on next. And we already have this grenade mesh imported, so you can use any mesh you have, and if you don't have a mesh, just use a sphere. It doesn't matter what is the mesh you are using, all you have is something to throw, and we will implement explosions. So first let's create a grenade object, grenade blueprint. I think let's implement that here. Let's create an active blueprint, EP grenade. Right, so to this I'll add a projectile movement, and I'll make it disable auto activate, because once the grenade is in the world, it shouldn't automatically start moving. It should be moved only when the character throws it, only after character throwing it. So yeah. Also we need a mesh. So let's use this mesh. Can I drag and drop? Right. I'll call it SM grenade. Let me put this in the world to see the scale of it. That seems fine. Yeah, scale seems fine. So here I'll define a custom event, throw. So here we need the velocity, we need to throw it. I'll call this velocity. And also we need an explosive component. This is something we worked on previously when we implement this explosive barrels. So I implemented explosions as an actor component so that I can attach this to whatever the object that I need any explosion. This is the blueprint of the explosive component. So it has this explode event. So what it does is it spawns this explosion particle and play an explosion sound, and spawn a decal in the location where the explosion happens and damage nearby objects. So for that, this is what I have done. I do a multi-sphere trace to detect the surrounding objects, and I only determine these destructible objects or pawn objects, and then for all of these determined objects I call on explosion hit function that I have implemented through the BPI damageable interface. So those objects will know what to do and they will do it. So basically, if it is a character, they will get hit by the explosion and reduce their health. If it is something like explosive barrel, they will explode them. Right, so if you need to learn more about explosive component, you can look into the place where I implemented explosive barrels in the third-person shooter series. So when I call the throw, I'm gonna let's get a reference to projectile movement and set velocity with the given velocity. This should also happen only once, because we should not be able to throw grenade more than once. So let's add a do once node here. And after that we can activate wait, is there an activate method? No. We can activate the projectile movement, so it will start flying away. Then let's say in 1 second it should explode, so let's add a delay of 1 second. And let's call explode event on this explosive component. So since I have implemented this explosive explode event in this explosive component, we can get to reuse the same function that I have implemented for the barrels to explode and damage nearby event here. So that's the reason to do it, like implement them as modules. And when we do this, we can hide this SM grenade also. We don't need any collisions here, so I'll set this to no collision by default. Oh wait, for the root node we do need an object with collision, so let's add a sphere collision here and match the size. Need to match the size. I'll move it to the default scene root. The collision should match, but I don't think it would be a problem because this is just a quick throw. We need to test this. So in the begin play, I'll call throw with the velocity. I'll get forward vector, multiply this by the same value we have used in character as the throw speed. Let's add a small delay here so we can observe this easily. Let's place a grenade at the level and simulate. Right, it did move, but it went through the flow. What's the, this is overlap all dynamics. Let's set this to well, actually this should block all. Also let's set this block all. Right, now we didn't go through the flow, but still this looks a bit odd. Shall we set the scale of this to 0.4 and make this 4? Yeah, this matches. Okay, so basically the function is working, but the only problem we have is it doesn't have any bounce effect. But that's, do we need it? Let's make the, oh, actually this should be not 4, it should be 2.5 when we make the base scale to 0.4 to match. Now the scale is correct. Yeah, when we explode, let's make the grenade disappear. Set hidden in game, and then let's destroy this object. Set lifespan to, let's say, 3 seconds. Oh, set hidden. Oh. Right, and one more thing. This doesn't have any rotation. To simulate that, let's add sequence here. Get the same grenade on component 2. We don't need to change the location, so the location will be 0. Rotation, let's get random rotator. Over time 0.5 seconds. Now we did rotate, but since it is random we don't really see that. Yeah, great. Okay, so now I'll delete this grenade from here, and by default I'll set the collisions. I'll disable the collision, otherwise when we try to throw it, it might interact with the player object. So here, let's disable collisions, and when we throw it, we can enable collisions. Collision enables physics, Korean physics, both. Okay, now what we have to do is spawn in one of the grenades and throw in it when we press G. So where should we do that? let's spawn a grenade and attach it to player's hand here. So here let's spawn actor from class, PP grenade, collision handling override, always spawn, ignore collisions, spawn transform. Where should this be? Well, actually this should be spawned in the hand, and also this is not where we should be spawning. We should spawn it in the beginning, or maybe let me play the animation. Here at this point, which means 0.5 seconds. Here after 0.5 seconds, of course. Location is the hand location. Well, this character does not have a hand, but still we can get socket location. Socket name is the hand of this mannequin, left hand, and or maybe middle. This location would work better. Let me copy this. Right, and after getting the reference, let me promote this to a variable pp grenade. Let's put it under throw in category, and let's attach this to this same socket of the mesh. So again, get a reference to mesh, attach component to component. No. Attach actor to component. Mesh is parent is mesh. Socket name is the same socket, middle. If we need, we can add a separate socket and attach it there as well, but let's try this way first. Snap to target, location, keep world. Right, now shall we see? Let me save everything first in case it crashes. Okay. Oh, sorry. have this throw event, we should disable that. And the scale is wrong. Right, so scale should be actually 0.4. Here let's set scale of collision to 0.4, because just setting it here won't, it seems when I spawn we use 1. Yeah, either I should have set 0.4 here, but then whenever I want to spawn I have to remember the scale as well. It seems it doesn't get affected. Okay, then I have to use 0.4 here. Okay, we might need a separate socket for this, and when we throw, we should detach this from the hand of the character and throw. But should we have to do the detaching part in the character, or can we add it to the throw event itself? Let's try here. Detach from actor. Right. This will work. Now let's call throw at this point here. That means here 1.6, here 2. That means after 0.4 seconds of we have released the G button. Here delay of 0.4 seconds, and let's move this part down a bit. Get PP grenade. First we need to check if we have a valid grenade. If yes, we can throw this. And velocity is the same velocity we have used to calculate the projectile, this one. Shall we collapse this to macro? Let's call it throw velocity. Right, Shall we test? Oh, didn't throw. Why is that? Maybe that's because of the collisions. Let me skip this collision enabling temporarily. Yeah, now it worked. So I guess the grenade is interfering with the collision of the character when we throw it. So what we can do is, instead of enabling the collision right away, we can enable it, let's say after 0.3 seconds. This should be fine. Now let's try. Okay, and I noticed something a bit awkward when we throw. I think we should throw the grenade a bit earlier. Maybe after 0.2 seconds. Seems better. Oh, but the hand is going. Let me slow down. Ah, that's the problem. How about 0.3? We can slow with Z key. Right, that's better. Okay, and the other thing is, yeah, the grenade socket. Let's add a socket here. Let's call this grenade socket. Yeah, that's better, right? It looks like character is actually holding, but the pin should be in the other direction, I think. And also it stops there, which is kind of bad. So we can rotate this 180 degrees. Yeah, that's better. And how to prevent that happening? So for that, we can do something like this. Here, let's rely on the projectile movement only for the beginning part of the grenade throwing, and after a while, that means maybe right after enabling the collision of the collision object, Shall we rename this road? That seems better. So right after enabling the collision of the road, let's simulate physics here. So to do that, let me collapse this. Simulate physics. So here let's get velocity of the actor and promote this to a variable. Velocity, because we need to replicate the same velocity when we start simulating the physics. Then again get the root, set simulate physics enabled, and then set velocity, set physics linear velocity. We can use this stored velocity now. That should prevent and allow the grenade to move, bounce. See, much better. So even if I throw it here, you can see it. Great. So actually our projectile prediction only shows the path until the first hit, but that's good enough for the player, because player should be smart enough to identify if I throw it here, grenade will not stick to the wall, because this is not something like a sticky grenade. So if we have a sticky grenade variation, we can definitely use that, but this is not, this is a regular grenade. So it could be like that. Okay, so one more thing, let's put some NPC characters here for testing, and this, let's use this explosive barrel also to test. So when I throw a grenade, all of them should die. Oh, wait, what just happened there? When it hit the character, it it is working as intended. So there what happened is grenade was thrown away by hitting the character's foot. Let me hit a character with this. Oh God. Okay, alright, and we forgot one more small thing. Not a small, actually very important. So what if the character is interrupted before after the grenade is spawned, but no longer throwing? That means if we release the key after this point, before this notify begins. Shall we see if we can? Yeah, see, now the character has a grenade in hand, and if I do it again, there are two grenades in the hand. If I throw now, still there is a grenade in the hand. So what we should do is here, if you are not throwing, when we release and if we still have a grenade, we should destroy it. So in that way, if I just tap G, oh, still wrong. If I quickly tap even before this delay is processed, the throw-in will be set to false. So actually no, throw-in will never set to true, but still a grenade will be spawned. So what we can do is, if this part is executed before this delay, so let's add the gate here. Oh wait, can I do it like this? No, actually no, this is not where the gate should be. Gate should come here in between. So this should be closed if this animation is interrupted. Also, this should be closed if the button is released before the grenade is spawned. And this should start open. Oh, and after one time this is closed, we need to open this too. And where should we open this? Let's add a sequence. Whenever we start playing this montage, this gate should be opened. Right, let's try now. So first I'm gonna tap G. You see, nothing happens. But if I keep the button hold, the grenade will be spawned. Let's test with the gun. And the mannequin.
Okay then.
Right, so now I think we can stop this episode. And thanks for watching. So as always, project files will be available here for the download in Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. See you in another episode. Bye bye.